Hi and hello to all. This side Priya Rana, and this is the second presentation of marketing. In our previous presentation, we have learned about the meaning of marketing. We have learned about the different terms that are associated with marketing, that is, the needs, wants, transaction, exchange, product, demand, and value. And also, we have learned about the nature of marketing. In my this presentation, let's look at first of all the difference between traditional and modern concept of marketing. Firstly, in traditional concept, we focus on the product only, but now we focus on the customer needs and wants. Earlier, we have only one objective, that is to maximize the profit, but now we have the objective to satisfy the customers as well as to maximize the profit accordingly. The third objective says that it was a short-term oriented marketing. Earlier we have short-term marketing purpose because we just don't look at the future goals. But now the marketing is for long term. That means we are here to see the future of our product, to see the marketing strategies that can be able to help us in future as well. In fourth point, there was less promotional activities in a traditional concept, but now there are n number of promotional activities that are to be followed in the modern concept. Earlier, we have a narrow concept of marketing, but now we have a broader concept of marketing. Now, the functions of marketing. The very first function is to identify customer needs. So, the very first function is says that we have to identify the needs of the customer. How to identify their needs and wants so that we can get the information out of them and analyze them and accordingly make the product and design the product according to the information that we have achieved from the customers. The second is planning. In planning, what we have to do is, first of all, we have to be very clear about the objectives of the company. First of all, we have to be clear about the objectives of the company, that what the company wants, what is the target of the company. Then we have to figure out the timelines to achieve these objectives. Then finally, you have to plan the marketing strategy of the company accordingly. In planning, so we can say that in planning, first you have to make the objective of the company, and then you have to figure out the timelines to achieve these objectives. Then accordingly, you have to make the strategy. Moving on to the third point, product development. In product development, you have to look at the design of the product. The second line says the design of the product is an important factor. Next, we can say that customer reach to your product according to your design. Okay, like for example, when buying car, we just check out the look of the car, the design of the car. It plays a huge factor. Okay, so we have to develop the product accordingly. Fourth point says standardization and grading. In standardization, we have to make sure that we are providing a standardized product to the customer. We have to grade that. We have to be we have to give the customers a particular set of standards, and that to be graded with a good quality and design. In the fifth point, we are saying that packaging and labeling is an important function of marketing. How? Because we have to package the product accordingly so that the product should look attractive and the label on it get a huge access in the market so that the customers come and get interested to your product. Next is branding. In branding, we have to see that whether they want the product to have the individual identity in the market. We have to make sure that our product has individual identity. It's written over there that individual identity in the market. That your product which you are selling in the market, it should have an individual identity so that your product can easily achieve the attraction of the customer. The second point says that setting up customer support services. So after you have sold your goods to the customer, you want to give the extra services through which the customer get easily satisfied with your product. For that, you have to provide pre-sale services, say after sale services, and technical support, maintenance services, and many other services which are associated with the product. So you have to set up the customer support services to cater the needs of the customer. Okay, next is pricing. you have to see the pricing of the product properly, because you have, for that you have to look out many factors that are associated with the product, like demand of the product, market conditions of the product, competition prices, etc. So this is the time of COVID-19, so we can say that there are certain products whose prices get hiked up just because of its demand. So we have to make sure that the pricing of the product should be able to meet the needs of different levels of the customer, like middle level, lower level, higher level. So we have to provide them with different categories of the product with different price tags. So we have to look out many factors that are associated with pricing. Ninth is promotion. In promotion, we have to see that we have the product, but how can we uh, reach to the customers so that they get an awareness of my product? It can be through advertising, it can be through personal selling, it can be through sales promotion, it can be through publicity, it can be through various other factors also. The company must decide on its best promotion mix. So company has to decide that what best promotional activity it has to undertake to persuade the customer to buy the product. Okay, the next point says distribution. In distribution, we have to make sure that the product we have should reach out to the customer. We have to set up a market where customer can reach. We have to set up a market where we can get the concentration of the customers. We see such kind of things in distribution channel. Okay, moving on. Transportation. In transportation, we have to check out that which mode of transportation we have to use for the product. Suppose if my product is an oil, then I have to use truck, or I have to use the train facility. Okay, the if my product is easily, it is not fragile enough, then I can use the facility of a tempo, or I can use a facility of a auto rickshaw. So depending upon that I have to use the transportation, the physical movement of the good from its place of production to its place of consumption is transportation. From the operational company to the end customer, that comes under transportation. How we are going to send the product to the customer, to the market, this is transportation. Moving on to warehousing. Warehousing, we have to see that where we are storing our product. Storage is very important. The reason being, we cannot sell all the stock at a time, so we need a warehousing for that. So we can say that it is a lag time between the production and the consumption of most goods. Warehousing, we need warehousing because there is a time lag from the production and consumption of most of the goods. Sometimes the product are seasonal, so we can say that they're seasonal products, like apples are seasonal, we need a cold storage for that. Okay, so for that we need a warehousing facility. This was all from today's presentation, today's second presentation. Thank you.